More questions, more questions. It's all about travels. And people are asking me, what do you do during this time? Should we take on insurances? Should we take on extra um, health cover? Let me tell you, folks, I'm not an insurance expert or I'm willing to sell any insurance to anybody. But remember, when you come to book your next holiday, your next travel by website or through an agent, the human life is seen as a way to be able to use what's in for me, in everyone's mind. In a competitive age, on a sales pitch, everybody is looking to see how can I use this individual? How can I see this individual to benefit my needs? So, of course, even if there is a need or there is no need, people will constantly try to sell you things that has absolutely no relevance. The most important is that we all belong to a nation or a country. The country and the government is in so much so advise you what you should do and what you should not do. What is truly important is that wherever you are traveling to, those governments will have their own measurements of risk mitigation. According to that, they will have certain set of rules that you have to follow, may have to take a local insurance policy to safeguard you from a possible infection, a possible scenario that we all were caught in hand. We were stuck at far-flung places around the world, which there was no insurance or there was no protection cover. The governments had to come in and send off planes and bring you safely home, avoiding, even though we knew a lot of people continue to travel to far, far places and found themselves isolating in little islands and little faraway places from home, only to come back on a repatriation flight the governments arranged. So today, as the nations unlock themselves into freedom of movement for their population and for the other nations to visit their beautiful land that we all share on this planet, it is important that we all take extra precautions that what we can do, washing our hands, wearing masks when you're exposed to large populations of large groups of people, regardless of your fashion, how smartly you're dressed, why don't you also be dressed with a mask that could protect others and you from this invisible virus whilst you are traveling, and avoiding crowded places as much as possible so that you can enjoy and experience a fantastic holiday for yourself, your family, and in turn keep your health top class. So when people ask me, do I need to take on an insurance? I follow the guidelines set by every nation, every government. I follow the rule that is set as a guidance for health and well-being of the citizens of their nation, and when you're in another nation, following their rules and guidance and guidelines for what is needed to keep the society and yourself free from this virus, whilst we are still being able to experience and enjoy our travels. So my gut feeling is that people will try to sell all kinds of insurance in all types of ways, because this is a time that everyone fears so much. There's three things in life. That's you, or can you say you're in the middle? This is what you know with your experience and how you have relate your life to the realities of existence. This is what is doubting you. This is what is in the social media. This is what is been sold. This is what the government says. This is what the religion says. This is what the book says. This is what you learn. But as you, what you experience does not hurt or harm you. What you learn, what you read, what you saw, what you read in the newspaper, what you saw on the news channel, and what somebody else said, or what somebody else is trying to tell you, including me, is unknown in your experience of life. That always come to rule you and cause fear. To mitigate fear, the first thing what people can try to do is to sell you something to protect your fear. But only reality tells how you are protected. You're only protected by your own self-understanding of how life and how reality in this world exists, and what fiction and stories and other mediums of information you have does not really help you in solving or reducing the fear. So somebody has to sell you something. The money has to come in to make you confident that you are being taken care of. It is the truth. Is it the fact? Who knows? Why do we need to go that far if you take responsibility for our own life and the lives of others? That is my experience of life, and that's what I share all of the time.